All right, hello there, everyone, and welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are continuing our horribly doomed Edge of the Empire campaign, Edge of Despair, where I guess we'll get into what happened last episode in a minute here, but joining me, Vuz Poor, are my also near-death crewmate people on the Abaddon Hill. We have Sleverd.
Yes, I play Waldern, also just right on the edge of death.
Kalo. He's really role-playing as Thor right now, who is unconscious.
I'm really glad you picked up on
it. And then we have Inertial.
Playing Vernon, I literally cannot take any more damage without falling unconscious.
And our cruel game master has done this to us, Evil Bob the Bob. How are you doing, Bob?
I'm doing quite well. I'm ready to see what happens with this bounty hunter who just showed up after you all got eviscerated by a bunch of low-level raiders and a Trandoshan.
To be fair, she showed up much earlier. We just did nothing about it. But before we get into this too much, I should say that we are streaming this every other Sunday on this Twitch channel here. If you miss part of the show or you are on YouTube right now and want to watch it live, that's where you go. If you want to watch the VOD, that'll be released on Wednesday on the Corey Loses YouTube channel. It was going to be on Mondays, but then I realized trying to download, edit, and re-upload a 2 to 3 hour video every week when we finish at like 10 or 11 for the next morning doesn't go super well. So it's going to be VODs on Wednesdays. We're going to keep doing it on Friday or on Sundays rather. So Bob, take it away.
Okay, so since Vuz and Thar are currently unconscious and their players may not be able to do much about the whatever's coming up, I think I'd like them to both give their characters a recap of what happened to get to them to this sorry state.
Well, I got shot a bit, and then I fell over.
Slumber doesn't know how to fucking drive! Continue.
That had a little to do with it, but you also walked into some spears, which didn't help.
And somebody else shot him. That was on our side.
Somebody
that
was you, right?
No, that was Vernon, wasn't it? Was it also me?
No, I'm the one that
Renzi.
did it. I think it was, what's her name? Yeah, Renzi.
Yep.
So Bob did this.
Everyone's had a piece of me except for the enemy.
No, they had the spears.
Yeah, they
our Thor
stabbed you quite a
soundtrack in
lot.
there.
They stabbed you quite a few times with their primordial
Don't ruin
weapons.
this for me, Bob.
I think you ruined it for yourself.
You have done that yourself.
But what led you to this position in the first place? Why are you here in this sunken crater on Ord Mantell?
Well, we're trying to find Renzi's Z95. We found it. It's just going to cost us our lives. We don't know that she's totally a rebel spy. I'm sorry, the volume is... There we go. But yeah, so she's totally not a rebel spy as far as our characters know. And this bounty hunter is totally not involved with anything. So we just decided to go for a drive in the desert to help some...
It was for money, too. It was for money.
We like money.
Were we
You guys
actually
do
offered
like money
money?
a lot.
Slight.
Yes.
Oh,
You offered 2,000 credits. 2,000 credits.
Did I didn't spend mine yet, did I? Can I buy pants?
No, I mean, you don't have the money yet because it's...
You'll never have enough money to buy
on
those.
the-
Oh,
'Cause he
shit.
doesn't have pockets.
Guys, we're not screwed yet. There is someone who can get us out of this situation.
It's Lifty.
It's Lifty.
How is he going to get there? He's on the ship.
Can he fly the ship?
No,
Oh, Master Vuz, what are you doing over here?
not flying my ship.
Oh my.
To be fair, Buzz
It's
can't
in the
call
name.
because Buzz
He
is
lifts.
unconscious.
I'm pretty sure I bought a comlink for Lifty specifically for this situation. So all Waldern has to do is press that Lifty button and Lifty will come here.
Strange, it seems the lifty button seems to be broken on my comlink.
Sleverd, you would rather die than have Lifty show up?
It's a moral
Yeah.
imperative.
Are we going to roll destiny points when we're unconscious?
Yes, that's completely fine. Destiny still aids you even while you're unconscious. So the Force, goes to all living beings, and you're not dead yet. You're just unconscious. So
Wait,
if you
does
want to
that mean
roll
I
the Force
shouldn't be
dice.
rolling?
Oh,
What was that,
one other
Inertial?
thing I should throw in. Sorry, Inertial. The board looks like absolute garbage. They updated how Tabletop Simulator renders stuff, so we're hopefully going to be able to change that for next time, but for now, yeah.
Yeah, I might just end up deleting all the stuff around the edge and just leaving it
Just
wooden.
change its
because-
property to be cardboard. It sounds weird, but
Isn't it
Yeah,
like
the-
76 individual objects, though?
Yes,
let's-
it's a lot. So let's not right
Yeah,
now. Anyway,
we'll do
I
that
should have.
later.
I didn't realize it was going to be this bad. But anyway, Inertial, you were saying something. Has Vernon got a?
Just a bad droid joke. You didn't miss anything.
Okay. Well, bad droid jokes are always good. I'm not going to make you take strain for that because
You're not
I don't
Buzz?
think. Yeah, and also
Can't
I don't
afford
really
it.
want to knock you out with jokes in a situation where it's not hilarious. Now it's just it would just be kind of sad. So if everyone could roll the Force dice that's in front of their character area.
Also,
rolled one
Bob,
dart.
if you were to give us strain for making droid jokes, that would be a bad motivator.
I'm not going to do it because
You already have 15 strain. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish.
Exactly. He can't become more unconscious.
One light.
okay.
he goes
So
into
we
a
have.
coma.
One light.
So do we have 2 dark, 2 light? Is that what we're getting here?
Yeah.
Oh, how perfect, perfectly balanced.
Very few things here. It's
Yeah, a few points, but they're nicely balanced, so that's lovely. Anyway, so you had a big a punch up with these guys who'd stolen the starfighter and hidden it in their secret crater. And the one guy who's left has surrendered after you killed the Trandoshan, and then this Twi'lek bounty hunter popped up from the dunes, and she's pointing her heavy blaster pistol at Renzi in particular, and she's at medium range. The only conscious players right now are Walden and Vernon, and we have Renzi, the NPC, who is right next to Walden. So, what's the plan, O ye of consciousness?
I'm gonna try and de-escalate the situation at least. I'm gonna say, hey now, there's no need for violence. We just went through this whole thing. I'm gonna lower my gun and say, let's just all calm down and put our guns down. Is that cool?
Yeah. So if you could make an average leadership check, I think. Leadership sounds right. A little close there, but you managed it.
Okay, starting strong. I'm gonna take away. Actually,
A strain.
you know what? I'm gonna use the advantage. I don't want to do it for the strain. I want to do it for the
Okay.
narrative here.
Okay,
I'm
sure.
I'm going to. Let's see. I think she's gonna start to, or the bounty hunter is gonna start to divulge a little bit more information about the bounty itself.
Okay. Okay, that seems reasonable. So she walks a little forward with her gun lowered and says, well, you see, the bounty on this lady you have here, she's a rebel, you know. She's worth a good 3,000 credits. And, well, you guys look like you've been aiding and abetting an escaped prisoner. So I bet I can probably get a few more credits for you if you all would just kindly surrender.
very polite.
I would imagine that these people that we just took out probably some more than 3,000.
Oh, I don't think so. Those are just some petty raiders. No one around here cares about them. Certainly not enough to put bounties on their heads.
While this talking is going on, Vernon is going to quietly use a repair kit.
That seems like a very reasonable thing to do. So I believe that will recover 4 wounds because you've already used one in this 24-hour period. There we go. Okay.
All right.
Convoy just repaired himself. So Renzi turns to you, Ward, and says, "Look, I'm glad you guys have tried to help, but it looks like I'm just going to have to turn myself in."
I'm gonna ask her. Is this like a life or death situation for you, or is this just some present time?
Well, I don't know. I mean, she's a bounty hunter, and she hasn't shot me with a sniper rifle yet, so I assume this is an alive bounty, not a dead one.
If you're okay with it, I'm okay with it.
So Renzi raises her hands and starts walking towards the bounty hunter. And she
What
says,
about this other guy over here, the raider?
he's just like, he has no idea what's going on. He's just kind of
Above his pay grade.
yeah. He's just standing there leaning on his spear, looking tired because he's taken a couple of hits as well, and he's starting to try and shuffle off quietly towards the because there's this little tunnel at number 1A there. He's starting to shuffle off towards that tunnel back to the crater, trying to hope nobody notices him. But you can see it at the corner of your photoreceptor, Vernon. As Renzi walks towards the Twi'lek, saying, "Okay, I'm going to turn myself in. Just let these other guys go free. They were helping me, but I don't think they're worth anything." And
she's correct.
I'll ask for my blaster pistol back from her as well.
Wow!
She throws it to your feet. Says, "Well, I don't need this anymore." The Twi'lek walks up to her and puts her in binders and says, "Well, that was a sensible decision, I think. Now, if the other two of you could also come over here and cooperate, please."
What do you need us to do?
"Well, I'd like you to come over here and let me put you in binders so I can take you back and claim a bounty on you. Or at least find out if there's any worth claiming. I mean, since you're here, I might as well." And she actually starts walking over to Thor and starts putting binders on him as well, unconscious. Are you going to do anything?
I'm going to talk to Vernon or ask, move over to Vernon real quick and just say, we should probably leverage the fact that we're part of Athcam. I doubt she would want to mess with a corporation, especially this near the core.
That sounds reasonable.
So I'm going to kind of just talk back or I'll basically say I'll need to out loud. I'll need to contact my superiors about this. I currently work for Athacam. I just need to make sure that they're okay with you taking me in.
Do you think you're wanting to make a check here to convince her that that Athacam is behind you all the way?
I'm trying to be on her side. I don't want her to be in a problem. This is not a threat.
Okay, so you're trying to charm her. Okay. So if you could make a charm check against 2 challenge dice.
Okay.
Damn. Okay, well, 3 threat, that's pretty good. She turns to you and says, "Athcam, eh? Well, I don't really want to get on the bad side of corporations, but out here on Old Mantel, I don't think there is a branch. And, well, this droid looks like he'll be worth a bit, even if he's not worth a bounty." And she actually... she's going to raise her gun. There's 3 threat here. She's going to raise her gun and try and stun Vernon, okay? So she's going to make her ranged light check, and...
Can I dodge?
Yes, I'm going to allow you to what kind of response do you want to make to this? Because she's not being
Well, is she
particularly
actually
subtle
pulling
about
the
it.
trigger or just threatening?
She's basically about to. She's clearly set her weapon to stun and is going to shoot at you. And you've got a split second to do something here to stop her. Whatever that may be. And Walden, you notice this as well, so you can do something yourself.
All right, I'm going to try deceiving.
Okay.
Deception. I called our ship while you were occupied. It should be here within moments.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. So if you could add your deception and rolling against her technically it's against discipline, so it's just gonna be an average deception check. Okay. Well, yep. She lowers her gun. A ship, eh? Well, if this woman's the only one I'm going to get out of this, then I suppose it'll have to be. Hey, lady, where's that starfighter of yours? Renzi doesn't say anything. And so the Twi'lek fires a shot at her feet. I said, where's that starfighter? Renzi turns.
Okay, so I'll try and butt in here, and I'll basically say, we are trying to help her find it, and we just haven't gotten into it yet. Perhaps we could come to a trade here. There's a lot of weapons sitting at the feet, right next to you, actually, that you could go ahead and grab and sell.
She kicks one of the spears. Pfft, this stuff's worthless.
Or how about the heavy blaster that the other one the Trandoshan had?
So could you make a negotiation check against 2 challenge dice with a setback, because a blast pistol is definitely not worth the 3,000 credits that the bounty is?
Did you have advantage, Vernon, on the...
I did.
Yes, Vernon
Yeah,
had 2 advantage. What would you like to do with that advantage, actually, Vernon?
Boost would be a great way to use it, I think.
Okay, yeah. So she's looking a little shaky because of the threat of the ship coming in. Okay.
Goodness gracious.
She says, "Fine. Well, I'll take this I'll take this blaster from this this dead lizard." Then picks it up off the floor. And if you could just pass me that rifle you're holding, I think we have a deal.
Instead of the rifle, how about I put in a good... How about I put in a good word for you at Athacam? Perhaps you could have you could get off this planet and maybe take on bigger jobs. I think
that's the Star Wars equivalent of saying, "I can get you hired at McDonald's."
Hey, now.
She raises her pistol and points it at you and says,
Okay.
Rifle, now."
Okay. I'm going to give her my rifle.
Okay, you throw your rifle over to her. She picks it up, puts it in her backpack, and says, "Come with me, Renzi." And the rebel turns to you and just kind of nods her head towards the crater.
And I'll nod my head in acknowledgement.
And the Twi'lek starts pushing her away through the dunes. So you can do anything now while she's going? You're just going to let him go?
I'm going to let her go. I imagine that, so we'll see if she'll end up back at nearby city or something like that. But yeah, I'm letting her go right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Definitely letting her go.
I'm not dealing with any more combat.
So, with this being the end of combat now, everybody can roll discipline or cool, even the unconscious people, to recover strain. So it's a simple discipline or cool check. Whichever's better on your character, really.
My time to shine.
You can see if you can recover some strain.
Come on, baby.
2 strain. Your unconscious body is very low stress right now. That's 3 strain. So yeah, 1 success, you recover a strain. So.
I'll go next.
You recover 2 strain.
Hey,
You're awake.
And you come round. Just barely. You sit up to find that Renzi is gone. Walden's only holding his pistol. And Thor is still unconscious.
Did we win?
We're alive. We'll call that a win for now.
Where's Renzi?
There was a bounty hunter. We'll talk about it more.
Renzi's a bounty hunter?
No, she was the bounty.
She was more absorbent than competitive. No, never mind. It's not.
Oh yeah, no, don't go there. You're already so close.
It's not worth it.
Quick lore question: Can Clatuinians cry?
Probably.
A single tear drops off my, rolls down my cheek as I lose my
Or down to
the
the
weapon
jowl.
that actually did some damage.
Well, Vernon's gonna limp over to the Thor and stab him
It's,
with a
2
needle,
strain for me.
whatever his stim pack happens to be.
Okay, how many stim packs had Thor taken
I
already?
took 5, I think. It
Yeah,
was
I don't
some
think he can do
really
more.
high amount.
Yeah, so I don't think he can actually recover any more wounds with stim packs. Today. He has to actually...
Don't worry, guys. I work on droids, and I'm sure Thar's no different. So I start walking over. I'm gonna try to. Fix
Wait.
him.
And I'm gonna hold.
You're
you back
unconscious,
for a
you
sec.
can't do it. Walden's
I'm,
gonna stop
Yeah.
him.
So
Why
this
are-
random mercenary just came over to stop me from fixing.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, that guy is now just like in the camp somewhere. You don't know where he is.
You guys are talking shit, but I have 4 medicine ability. I
He's
know what I'm
pretty
doing.
smart.
If you want to take off his medicine pack and use it, you can sure go for it.
Does he
So,
have
yeah,
any
so-
medicine bed packs that I'd find easily rummaging through his
You
circuits?
can take off his med pack. Like he
Has one on his backpack.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to use that.
And that adds a boost to medicine checks, I believe.
All right. What's the difficulty here? Is it just simple?
I think it's hard because he's over his wound threshold.
All right. Can I? Oh, let's just see what happens. Oh no, that's too much.
Not 5.
It's not the roll
Jesus.
button.
hyper competency.
Wow, he
Hey!
recovers 2 wounds and 2 strain. Congratulations, Thar. You're at 21 out of 24 maximum.
Yay.
You're trying to stabilize him, but he's just... God. He's bowled over and compromised.
Oh wow, he was so
It's not a good
okay.
look. Yeah. No, he nearly hit double his wound threshold.
I got smacked. Clapped, as you might say.
So,
I kind of helped him. I think he's bleeding
You did-
less.
you
I don't
did
know
a
where
good
the
job.
motor oil goes on him.
It stays to the side. We're not gonna use the motor
I
oil.
pull out a jug and start pouring. No. Why didn't we? Is Lifty coming?
You know what? Lifty may need to actually give us a lift.
I don't think I taught him how to fly the ship, but he could possibly get here. Would he know how
So
to fly the ship?
The basic act of flying a ship is something you don't really need training in Star Wars. But,
Well, I don't know if 3PO could fly the Millennium Falcon on his own.
I mean, I could allow an easy piloting check to have him come over and find you. Since you have the comm links and you can approximately tell which direction you're in, you can give him a coordinate, maybe.
Okay, let's see where. Oh, there's his thing. What skill would
It's
that
agility.
be? Agility?
Piloting space, which is agility based.
Oh,
And since he doesn't have
boy.
any points in it, it's just agility. His raw agility. It's going
And
to
you
be
said
easy,
easy?
but there is one setback because it's kind of rocky terrain around there.
Could I perhaps give Lifty just a quick little guide? I'm gonna do inspiring rhetoric. Essentially, I don't know if that's necessarily going to be
Well,
entirely.
then we need to
applicable,
roleplay
but
this call, Slevered.
Yes. Okay. So
Hey, Lifty.
Okay.
Can you come get us? Oh yes, Master Vuz. I'll come in immediately.
Lifty, can you hear me?
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
What?
Well, okay. Yes. It's just force of habit. Lifty, we're gonna ask you very kindly to gently take the Avedon Hail over to our location. Do you think you can be able to do that?
But I've never flown a ship before.
Don't worry. I can walk you through the steps. It'll be a-okay.
Oh boy, that's the first letter of the alphabet, Master Walden. Master Vuz told me so.
That's good to hear. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to sit in the pilot seat. Do you know where the pilot seat is?
Yes, sir.
All right. There's the big red button and the lever, and you'll see a pilot stick that's right next to you. Do you see those three things?
I see, yes. Pilot stick, you say. Interesting.
Yeah. Now, does your range of motion actually support being able to move that pilot stick?
We're saying yes for the purposes of the narrative.
I'm going to say yes because the particular kind of droid isn't that club-handed.
Yeah, it's a labor droid, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so you're going to press that red button.
This one goes here.
Yes. I can hear the ship turn on. Okay, that's good. So you're going to slowly.
Hold on one moment.
Uh-oh.
Do we need to inform someone that the ship is taking off?
No, not really. People fly their ships around Ord Mantell all the time. You're just landed at a landing pad, and Ord Mantell in general doesn't have much in the way of legislation for these things. So
that would be just our luck. All right, continue.
You're gonna just pull up on the stick a little bit and then push forward on that.
Right, I'm pulling on your stick, Master Walden.
Thank you.
Okay, you can make the inspiring rhetoric roll now if you like, and I'll give you a boost because this role playing has been impeccable. Okay, 5 success, 3 threat.
Oh no.
So remind me, inspiring rhetoric. That gives
that is a success. Each success is one ally within close range. I don't know. That's why I was saying if it was entirely
over the comm is okay. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Each success, an ally recovers 1 strain. Each ally affected by inspiring rhetoric with the improved one gains a bonus on all skill checks for a number of rounds equal to ranks in leadership. I have 3 ranks in leadership, so 3 rounds. And spend a boost to cause 1 affected ally to recover 1 additional strain, so that would not happen.
No.
The 3 strain is up to you, or 3 threat is up to you.
Okay, so the five success. So that means the people nearby near to you can recover up to 5 strain if you spread that around, right? So I would say most of it should probably go to Vuz.
Yeah.
How many am I taking off?
Oh, sorry. The success is the amount of people, and the advantage is the amount of strain. Yes. So I can do 5 people 1 strain.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, everybody who has strain can recover 1 strain. And,
I can't do it to myself though. It's only says to allies. So.
Right, the 3 threat means the piloting is now going to be upgraded. This droid is not as dexterous as you were hoping.
Perfect.
So what do I get from the actual...
The boost.
To roll? Just the boost?
Yep.
Okay, so the boost... So the rhetoric got us the boost, but also upgrade. Okay, this is... Well, your tutelage has been inspiring.
So now
I'm coming here now.
Yeah.
He's too confident now.
Yeah.
I inspired him too much.
Oh, no despair.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, right. That's sad.
I appear to be on my way at whatever speed we are traveling at.
But there we go. Yes, somehow Lifty manages to maneuver the Abaddon Hail and find a flat landing spot quite near you guys, and plops it down with more skill than you were expecting. Well done. As in, there was any skill at all. It landed. It doesn't seem to be damaged in any way. Everything seems okay with the ship.
As Lifty approaches from the ship now, flying is most decidedly not for droids.
You hear the heaviest sigh of relief behind you.
So, who's going to carry Thar into the back into the ship?
You know what? Lifty actually has some decent brawn. Lifty could actually carry him back.
This is literally what he is built for.
Yeah,
Lifty.
yeah. So that would be an average athletics check, I think.
Average athletics. Well, brawn. I don't think he has specific.
Yeah, I don't think you gave him any skill in athletics, did you?
Well, the character sheet doesn't show any specific skills. It's just the characteristics.
You have 3 brawn, so yeah, it'd be 3 ability. As far as I remember, that labor droids.
I don't know if I can, unless it's like a specific thing where you can give individual skills any kind of boost.
You can program the droid, right? You can do some more intensive programming, which you can try at any point you like, really.
Okay. So will this be 3 brawn? Or I guess I should.
You said average?
Yes.
All right. All right. Well, you're coming with me, Master Thar. Drags him onto the ship. Oh God! What is happening?
Oh shit! Sorry. Let me just delete a bunch of those things.
Mechanical stress.
Yeah. Anywho,
That's
carry
what
on.
I'm feeling right now.
So yes, so Thar is unceremoniously dumped in the ship, and yeah, are you planning to do anything else over here, or are you gonna just leave the speeder that you rented?
No,
What about the fighter? Should we try to get it?
Yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the fighter. I'm gonna see if there's any extra. Well, did Renzi actually say she was with the rebels?
No, she didn't say that, but the bounty hunter, or I don't know what the bounty hunter said. I don't
recall her actually saying anything about that specifically.
She did say she was a rebel. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my memory is slowly fading back in, and it seems that I do remember that she was part of the rebels. What I'm going to do with this Z95, I'm going to no problem. I'm going to wait for a little bit. I'm going to stay here for a few more hours just to make sure that the Twi'lek isn't hanging around waiting for the Z95 to show up. I'm going to then kind of fly low, fly away, and contact rebels if I can find them to transfer the ship over to them.
We have the speeder and we have the Abaddon. Why don't we just chase the Twi'lek down and rescue Renzi?
You know what? We could do that. That could be kind of fun.
What is she going to do? Shoot down our ship with her little sniper rifle thing?
What are we going to do against
her own
somewhere? Over the rainbow? Maybe way up high. But if we hunt that bit down now, she's gonna die.
A+.
Buzz, you have become a lot more angry since we started.
Get the fuck on the ship!
So Walden, wait, are you planning to get in there and fly the Z95 out?
Well, how long has it been since she left?
It's only been a few minutes right now.
Yeah, it's been like 20 minutes or so since the bounty hunter left.
So it would probably be pretty easy to hunt them down with this ship.
With both the Abaddon Hail, which has a personal defense weapon, which we can land and fire at her, and we basically just mark ourselves on Ord Mantell. We cannot come back if we do this.
Right, yeah.
Depends how covertly you do it.
Coversion. Being covert is not part of our language.
I know.
We've
Thor's
only done it
unconscious.
once. We've only done it once.
Thor's unconscious. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's get Renzi back. She's
All
done
right.
so much for us. Led us over here, almost completely knock all of us unconscious. She's done a lot for this group. It's really been a coming together moment for us.
We can't just let the Empire get a rebel.
Well,
The Empire's-
technically we can, but I think we've decided not to.
You know what? And having rebels on our side can't be a bad thing, right?
As long
So-
as the bounty hunter doesn't report the Abaddon Hail to the authorities as aiding rebels.
If she's dead, she's not reporting anything to anyone.
Wow. Bloodthirsty buzz there.
It is quite bloodthirsty.
So somebody's probably going to have to take the speeder back, I imagine.
Unless you want to lose your deposit.
What was the deposit?
I don't think I said a specific deposit, but you would not be able to go back to that speeder rental place. Let's put it that way.
Yep. Okay, you know what? Screw the speeder, screw Ord Mantell. We're gonna get Renzi back and we're gonna go.
All right.
I don't know. Are you sure this is
Okay.
a good idea, Waldern?
What are the chances we'll be back on this planet?
Okay. I was just trying to bring it up as a...
Some piloting training. I could take the fighter.
Yeah, you actually could take the fighter. See if there's
Alright.
anything of use in the fighter as well. There might be some extra information that we could use to contact more rebels or things like that.
Yes, I will do that. Vernon's going to start limping towards the fighter.
Okay. So you're going to walk into the crater through the tunnel that the guy just left into. You notice as you enter the crater, you can see there's a bunch of boxes around in there, some tents. There's a set of tents with some boxes and crates of miscellaneous garbage in the corner. And then you notice the guy who is over by one of those tents. He looks like he's packing things up. He doesn't notice you come in. He's too busy packing up as much stuff as he can into bags and trying to turn them into a makeshift kind of carrying thing. You know what I mean? What's it called? The one that you drag along the ground.
It's basically like a rucksack type of thing, or
Yeah, kind of like that, but a bit bigger.
Yeah.
And as you come in through the tunnel on your right, there's a Z95 looking rather the worse for wear. It doesn't look like you'll be able to take off in it very easily without some repairs.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Vernon's going to get on the comm link. Vuz,
Yeah?
could you come over here quickly?
Okay.
There might be some repairs necessary.
I'm already here.
I'm gonna take that heavy blaster rifle from the Trandoshan that was on the ground.
Heavy blaster pistol, you mean?
Yes, heavy blaster pistol. Yes. I'm sorry. The rifle. It's still a very sore wound.
So you have another heavy blaster pistol. You basically gave one to the bounty hunter. Now you've picked up another one. If you want to repair the fighter, that's going to be a hard repair check. It's going to take a few hours, unless you get a lot of success or advantage.
But it is flyable as it is?
As it is, it's not really flyable. No, it can't really take off.
Okay.
Like the nose is kind of a bit crumpled. It looks like one of the engines needs repair. It's not in great shape.
So, what do you think, Vuz? Is it worth taking the time, or should we all just go on the Hail?
What do I think? I can see what I can do. Is it even worth making a mechanics check on this?
I don't know. Up to you, really.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. I get out my toolkit from my otherwise naked body, and
You're wearing like tool stuff now, right?
yeah, otherwise naked from the tool stuff.
Amazing. Okay, so yeah, make a hard mechanics check. Here is the fighter.
Can I give some assistance just as an extra pair of hands?
Yep, so that's a boost. Unless you have lots of repair skill.
All right, this is it.
Yep.
Moment of truth. Hey.
4 success, 0. Hang on, this die doesn't seem. Let me just give that a read. Yeah. Okay, 4 success, 0 advantage. So I'm going to say you complete it a little quicker than you expected. It only takes you about an hour, unless you want to use the success for something else. But there isn't really much else you can use it for. So you repair the ship quite quickly. Now it's still, you basically repaired critical hits on the ship effectively. That was disabling its engines. The ship still has 8 out of 9 hull trauma. This takes a hit, it's just going to go.
Okay, so it'll work, but I don't know if you want to be inside it when it does anything at all. So
yeah,
this
you
may
do not
be
want to take a
idea.
hit.
So we could just say at this point that we have ourselves a new fighter. I don't know if it's been an hour. She might be long gone. We don't know whether. Did you guys see where she went?
Just off to the rocks, and that was it. It's been an hour now, too. I thought the ship would have been flyable right away, but...
Yeah, you find a ship in a junkyard and you think, this is going to take off, but sometimes it doesn't work out like that. That wasn't sarcasm. Fuzz really believes this.
I mean, in Buzz's experience, he tends to make things work quite quickly. So, and technically it does fly. It's just not something you want to get into any kind of combat.
Did we at least check the compartments for any?
We haven't yet. I'll go ahead and do a search.
Okay, so if you could make a 4 difficulty perception check. That's daunting. Because the ship, outwardly, there's nothing obvious on this ship that screams out, oh, here's a hidden compartment or anything like that, If it's hidden, it's well hidden. And okay, so you don't find any kind of hidden compartment, but you do notice on the navicomputer there are logs as to where the ship has been. And most recently, basically, it seems that the route the fighter has taken is from Mitus 7. And Mitus 7, MYTUS 7. And you guys all have vague recollections of hearing that planet mentioned as a kind of prison moon somewhere in the corporate sector, but you don't know very much about it otherwise.
Yeah, I'm a little confused as to why a fighter would be coming from there. Just with one person, I would think something like a prison escape or something like that, but there's only one fighter.
That is what the bounty hunter said. She did mention a prison escape.
I don't remember anything about that.
Does it say an owner on the ship, or would it say anything like that?
The ship doesn't really seem to have any obvious registration.
Or any significant markings on the outside?
On the outside, it just looks like a pretty plain commercial Z95. A bit more beat up than usual because it's crash landed on a planet.
Been dragged around.
Yeah, and then dragged around. But maybe with some cleanup you could learn more about it, but right here, right now, you'd have to do a lot more searching to be sure of anything. Ultimately, it seems like there's no particular obvious, this is registered to Y on it somewhere,
If found, please call.
Okay, so we need to get the speeder back. We need to get this out of here if we're keeping it, and we need to fly the Abaddon Hail back too. Oh wait, I found them! They're right over here. Hey,
Thanks for taking away the distractions.
They're gone. Anyway,
Okay, we'll take a cursory glance around here. I'm gonna go up to the other guy and just calmly, I'm just saying we're done with fighting. I'm just asking if you have any spare medical supplies.
he kind of waves over to the crates. He says, there might be something over there. I'm just getting out of here after you killed Yurok. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. Go back to the town, I guess.
hey, I think you rock.
Does that guy incur a strain?
That's definitely 2 strain, yeah. That's like 2 strain level of stuff. So you're at your threshold again. Like,
But
sorry.
it just says this in passive.
No, you're at your threshold.
Yeah.
You're not over your threshold. You're at it, so it's okay.
I'm just thinking about an alternate dimension where Slever didn't make the inspiring rhetoric ability.
Yeah. And then the guy's like, why did he pass out? I thought that was hilarious.
I thought you were wrong.
So if you want to search some of the junk, you can just make an average perception check.
Average is 2.
Yes. Okay, 3 success, 1 advantage, and I'm going to roll a d100 against this convenient table and see what you find. And then, so that's a 46. You find some water.
Refreshing.
Some water supplies, yeah. So you find like a box of canteens of water. It seems to be potable still. It is pretty dry out here, so it could be helpful if you end up whoever takes the speeder back might want that. What would you like your 1 advantage to do, Vernon?
Could I add that as a boost to another check?
Sure. We'll just have to explain how that. It depends when the next check is, really, as to how that works. Unless the water is so refreshing that whoever drinks from it is getting a boost on their next check. That can work.
Slightly spiked water.
I was thinking about doing a tracking check to see if I could see where the bounty hunter went.
Do survival?
Yeah. Is it survival for?
Yes, tracking would be survival.
Oh,
because
right,
you're out in the wilds. But that's still cunning, so
yeah,
you're still pretty good at that, funnily
but
enough.
as I'm searching around, I happen to be up on the rim and look over in that direction. Kind of thing.
Okay. So if you want to look over and see if you can see where the tracks have gone.
Oh, it's macro binoculars. We have a few pairs of macro binoculars, right?
Electric binoculars, yeah, is for nighttime.
Yeah, because the sun is still kind of in the process of setting right now, and it's pretty close to being set actually. So if you could make a survival check against 2 challenge dice and 2 difficulty dice. Usually there'd be a setback because of the darkness, but you have the electro binoculars. Essentially, you're going against the bounty hunter's stealth here. So,
right.
Good luck.
Okay.
You can see the tracks. They're very clear. You can see the tracks and see where they're going. You're 100% sure you can see some tracks, and you know where they're going. What would you like the 2 advantage to do?
I suddenly want to recover strain.
Okay, you feel pretty good about these tracks. You're like, I spotted those tracks in the dark. I'm the best tracking droid. I should be a bounty hunter.
Vernon is amazing. All right.
Okay, yeah, so you found some tracks. Gonna follow them?
Hey guys, I found some tracks. I'm pretty sure they're the bounty hunters. I think we should go after.
On foot? Sounds like a good idea.
No, we have a speeder.
Are we just gonna leave the fighter here?
That doesn't sound like the wisest course of action. No.
The guy who's down there, he's started to drag his stuff to the fire. He says, "So, you guys taking this thing? I mean, I can't fly it, but if you're just gonna leave it here, I'd rather take some of the pieces off it, if you don't mind."
Waldern?
Yeah, I'm gonna fly it.
He says, "Suit yourself." and carries on walking off with his litter.
Have a
of
nice
stuff.
day. You rock. Should someone help Thar? Can I help Thar again?
No, it hasn't been long enough. You need to wait till the next day, really, to do another medicine check. By then, he will have slept and recovered 1 wound. And then you can start using bed packs on him again, or stim packs.
So let's. I would probably. I don't know if we want to risk going for that, but you know what? How about this? Vernon, you take the speeder, and we'll be in the ships above you, and you can keep on following those tracks, and we'll be right behind you.
That sounds like a good idea, except who's going to fly the hay?
I can fly.
Yeah, you can fly it decently. You can fly it decently.
Yeah, I think Vust is capable of at least holding the ship level and following the speeder at a low speed.
I've read the whole manual. I know what okay.
Vuz, do you remember where I put your booster seat?
God.
All right, then yes, let's do this. This is going to be so bad.
Did we have a mini for Lifty?
We do need
not
a
yet.
mini for Lifty.
We don't have one yet, I'm afraid.
Clever, can you say that with a bit less derision in your voice?
We do need a mini for Lifty.
Thank you.
Is that better?
Oh, God. Indeed we do.
Hey, Lifty has pulled a bit of his weight now. He actually did fly the Avedon Hill over without damaging it. So
it's true. It's true. Lifty's not completely useless. It's good.
So as I get into the ship and head to the cockpit, which I assume Lifty's going to join me in as a co-pilot.
Yep. So you can go put yourself over on the actual Avedon Hill map that we have. Let me actually look.
Wait, that's not me. Yes, it is. And Thar is in the medical bay. How you doing, Kalo?
What's up?
Could you give me a D10 just so I can mark the hull strain and hull damage?
There you go.
Yep.
Okay, so you can head off into the desert, following the tracks, and with the ship close behind, we'll get rid of the Mook here, and we have Walden in the Z95. Walden, are you following behind as well?
Yes, I'm following behind.
Okay, so we have our little.
We got a great big convoy.
Yeah, got a little convoy going on. Let's see if there's a. Oh, I'll do. Mara Jade. You flying Mara Jade's Z95. Oh, that's tiny. Guess it's to scale with the Falcon, but that's not very useful for our purposes. So you're Mara Jade now. You fly Mara Jade's Z95. Congratulations. Because it happens to be a Z95 model that's in the set. Anyway, okay. So you head out over the desert following Vernon. Vernon, you notice the tracks you're following are leading towards this kind of cave area with what looks like a bunch of bones in it and discarded animal pieces. And there's a cave at the other end.
I'm going to comm link down. I'm guessing we have a decent view of the amount of bones that are here since we're flying up in the air.
You have something of a view. Again, the sun is starting to set. It's getting darker and darker.
Sure.
You can turn the lights on, obviously, on the YT-1300, and it has pretty good floodlights because they're designed for space. So you get a pretty good view of the kind of canyon ahead of you. And you can definitely see there's all these bones and pieces.
Yep.
This bounty hunter has killed so many people.
I'm gonna say this is a lot of bones for a jail. You really think this is the right trail?
Well, I'm positive. Perhaps it's an abandoned den or something like that. I'm sure it's fine.
100% fine. Totally fine. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Okay, who's going first? Did I take the hail in
Lance
first?
Gator.
Yeah, you can set the. If you set the hail down, you'll be. Actually, I'm gonna let you know. It's like let's keep the hail at least ready to take off. Like,
No, I'm not going to land it. Should I fly in first?
You can fly around, I guess. Yeah. Scout ahead.
A side question: can we use the anti-personnel cannon while it's flying?
I'd say yes, but there'd be setback because it isn't designed for targeting when the ship is flying.
If I recall correctly, that cannon is human scale range as well,
Yes,
so
personal
you'd have to be flying very close.
Like dangerously close.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. Anyway, you're an unarmed speeder. You're a very damaged.
Excited about it.
A damaged droid on an unarmed speeder, and we have Walden flying around in the Z95, which does have 2 lasers, you know.
But also not built for.
Should I scan up ahead?
No.
Can I scan up ahead? Is that a?
I don't think. I'm not sure if the YT1300 has specific bioscanners or anything
It does
like
not.
that.
It doesn't.
So you just have standard scanners, which are for picking up ships. You can literally fly up and like just fly around and try and scout the area. So if you could make a hard perception check with a setback because of the darkness.
Please let the threat be just a bunch of dust that he kicks up from this.
Well, you guys are gonna love my perception. If Lifty's also on the ship helping, do I get a boost from that, or is that not?
How is Lifty helping you?
Looking at the same things that I'm looking for.
Fair enough. Go ahead then. Add a boost. Not sure it'll help much, but add a boost. Okay, only 1 threat.
Guys, I'm blind.
I'm really tempted to make you suffer a strain.
Oh god.
Oh god. No, you actually.
Mr. Waldron, I don't feel so good.
I'm gonna go with Walden's suggestion here, and as you arc around through this canyon, you kick up a bunch of dust, and it's really hard for anyone else to follow up and see anything in the canyon now. It'll add an extra setback. You didn't notice anything untoward, though.
Guys, it's all clear.
There's a cave, there's some bones.
It's all clear. It's just the bones. I don't see the bounty hunter, though.
Vernon goes further in.
Okay, Vernon goes further in. So
what does the trail look like now?
Vernon, if Vernon wants to be able to tell what the trail looks like now, he's going to need to make a hard. Let me just check a hard perception check
with 2 setbacks.
With 2 setbacks, because it's dark. I'm actually going to upgrade this once as well. So, good luck, Vernon. So you can't really the trail is still there, but you can't really see anything untoward about it, or like the trail's there, right? You can see it. It looks like a trail. What would you like your 4 advantage to do on your perception check?
Snap me out of my delusion? That would be
Snap you out of your delusion. You notice that, yes, you can still see the trail. The problem is the trail is what looks like it matches the feet of the creature you fought in the dunes in the speeder.
Savrip?
The Savrip, yeah. It looks like a lot of Savrip footprints. And you're in the middle of what appears to be its lair.
Gives out a quiet and brakes as hard as he can and goes in the other direction.
As you start piloting away out of the dust that the Abdon Hail has kicked up, you see like a group of 4 Savrip running out, trying to come after you. Thankfully, the speeder and the vehicles are a lot faster than Savrip, but still, that was a close one.
Oh my god, did you guys see that? I didn't see anything. Why are you
You're just,
turning
like,
around?
You're like craning your neck around.
Lots of Savrips. Just don't come down.
Okay. I'm leaving.
And you all exit the. You all fly back to. I don't know where are you planning to go now.
Should we just go back to the spaceport, return the speeder? We're still getting charged for that, I think.
Yes, I apologize. I seem to have misinterpreted what I saw. Let's get out of here.
You guys can go back with your ships. I don't think I can go back to the spaceport with this Z95.
Do we want to store it somewhere and then you can get on the Abaddon Hale?
Where do we want to store it?
Well, by store I just mean leave it in the desert, and then we'll just mark the coordinates on the Hale, and if we want it, we can come back and get it.
The last time somebody stored something out in the desert, it got dragged away. We had to deal with a Savrip. More than one Savrip.
Well, the Savrips will probably scare anyone else away, or they'll beat the ship to a pulp. It's up to you, but are you just gonna fly around perpetually out here?
I'll probably land a bit away from the spaceport and just stay in it. I don't think you guys will need me for a bit at least. We just need to get Thor some medical attention, and then we can leave.
Okay, I'll go negotiate with some doctors. It'll be good.
Shoot. Okay, you know what, Buzz, you make a good point.
Okay, so you're gonna stay out there?
No, let's see if we can find a spot to place this ship, and we'll leave it out here.
You're in the kind of rugged wastelands of Ord Mantell. There's mesas and cliffs and canyons, all that kind of thing. A bit of dust kicked up here and there, some scrubland, that kind of thing. So if you want to find somewhere to hide the ship, that's probably going to be like a survival check. I would say somewhere to hide the ship in the wasteland. And then you can head back to Great Rock, which is the amazing, guys, that's amazing. You can head back to Great Rock and work out what you want to do. So who wants to find the possible location? What are you doing?
Did a barrel roll.
Do we need to take a break?
After this hiding attempt, I think is a good place.
Yeah.
Okay, so who wants to make the survival check to find the appropriate? I feel like Vernon in theory
because
is the best
Vernon's on the ground. It's a lot easier to find a nook or cranny more than where we're at. It's also kind of dark.
That sounds reasonable.
Okay, yeah, so if you want to make an average survival check to find an appropriate hiding place with a setback because it is dark. Okay, so you take a
Only
strain.
one threat now. Okay.
You take a strain because it's getting late. You've been shot a lot. Your actuators are getting filled with dust. It's not a great feeling. And you managed to find what have you found? Explain to me what's this amazing hiding place that you have found for this starfighter?
A small shrub.
A small shrub over a slight depression.
Okay, I mean, I assume when you say small, you mean really quite large. I mean, the fighter's quite big.
Okay, a medium-sized shrub.
A medium-sized shrub. Okay, so you point out the coordinates to Walden. This depression with a medium-sized shrub, and presumably he takes it into land.
Yep, and I'll make sure to mark the coordinates down. I'll let Vuz know the coordinates so he can mark it down in the Abaddon.
Marking.
Okay. And Vuz, you presumably land the Abaddon next to the fighter.
Yep, I'm gonna pick him up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and Walden, as you get onto the Abaddon Hale, you can look back and see the fighter surprisingly well hidden considering the size of the shrub.
I made sure to put some dead brush on top of it too.
Yeah, and
Other
you can
shrubs.
all. Presumably, Vernon is already now on his way to Great Rock because it's going to take him a while to get there, a bit longer than the Avedon Hail. And you can all head back to Great Rock and the Cantina, and maybe have a night's rest on the ship.
And that'll be our break.
Sounds good.
All right, so we'll be back in about, say 5 minutes, and we'll continue on with this exciting adventure of Thar being near dead. See you soon. All right, we are back and flying or flew our way back to Great Rock.
Yes, that's where you last. That's where you met Renzi, and that's where you were. It's a relatively small outskirts town. You think you might be able to find a doctor here, but it'll be a little more difficult than if you went to, say, Walport, the capital.
Oh my god, we need a doctor! He's gonna die!
I mean, he's not. He's just unconscious. I mean, he's very unconscious, but he's just unconscious. So, for reference, you'll know this, Buzz, because your character's pretty smart. Back to tank heals 1 wound every 6 hours for incapacitated characters. That is significantly faster than just sleeping, which is 1 wound per 8 hours. But as soon as he comes to conscious, when he becomes conscious, he recovers 1 every 2 hours. So that's the kind of.
6 times what? 9 that we need to get off of him, or 10? He needs to be at his wound threshold.
He needs to be,
wake up,
he needs to be, so he needs to recover 9 wounds. So that's 54 hours in a back to tank.
All right, he needs to be in a back to tank for like 2.5 days.
2.5 days straight.
So we're going to be here a while. We might need to get... Well, first let's find him a doctor.
Another doctor can perform another medicine check on him. If you go to an actual hospital with the proper facilities, they can perform medicine on him.
Oh, are there just like back to booths that we were going to be using?
Back to booths?
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure you'd have to go to a clinic of some kind. If you remember right, in Knights of the Old Republic, that clinic on Taris, that's just like a walk-in clinic with back to tanks and a doctor and stuff. That's the kind of thing it would be at Great Rock. It's but a little more rough and ready. That's the kind of thing you'd be looking for.
Okay, Waldron, where are we going?
We're gonna get this man awake.
Okay, do you know where to get back to here? I could just like pour some on him in his bed, but I don't think that's gonna do much.
There's probably some medical facility. Let's take a walk around and try and find one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's actually, I'm not going to say you really, unless you're looking for a very particular kind of clinic. If you're just looking for a generic clinic with maybe a back to tank and you're not too worried about how much it's going to cost, I
think our main criteria is where we feel like we can leave him and come back and he still has all of his kidneys.
Okay, you want somewhere relatively safe. So I'd say like an average streetwise check.
Okay. Streetwise, that's probably something I should be doing.
Yeah, Vernon's pretty good at reading the streets. Plugging in.
Don't worry, I'll take point on this, guys.
That's the best we can do. Yeah, right there. Outside of, I don't know if I can give a boost or not, but if this is shared, then
untrained boost is like literally just a boost, right?
Yeah.
I have
Any,
proficiency, so I wouldn't be able to actually offer anything up to this roll specifically.
you can, so that would be a boost. Yeah, you
Gotcha.
can totally just add a boost.
Can someone tell me why I gave Vuz a point in skullduggery?
Because you need eyes.
For all the
Role
sneaky
playing,
things.
he lied, right? That's why he got kicked off Salonia.
Yeah, but I
That's
have to find
deception.
very specific instances.
Look, sometimes Vuz might want to break into something, and Vernon is unconscious. So,
Okay, that's okay.
Holy.
I mean, Vernon only has 2 soak and 11 wound threshold. It's more likely than you think. Okay, 1 success, 4 advantage. You do find a clinic in Great Rock that seems pretty on the up and up. What would you like the 4 advantage to do?
Decrease the price.
Okay, decrease
Could
price.
with the 4 advantage, could we like spend a little bit on decreasing the price and a little bit on finding a really solid doctor that could actually like possibly speed up the process by taking him out of the back to tank and doing a little bit of surgery
yeah.
on him?
Sure, yeah. No, like you find a doctor who probably somehow you find a skilled doctor in Great Rock, and he's got reasonable rates. He's like one of these philanthropist doctors who's come from the core world and is trying to help people. So he's got this amazing up-to-date facility, and his prices are relatively low, and he really knows what he's doing. And,
Doctors without trade routes.
You have to be consistent, Bob.
Bob is consistent. You're the only one to take strain.
Yeah, that's the consistency.
God damn it. I want to point
So
out
he's
that
actually-
Lifty has been carrying Thor around this entire time, and it's your fault when he talks now.
So it's actually a human man, which is rare. You don't actually see that many of them out here. And he welcomes you all into clinic. He says, "Oh, this is Thorin. Oh, he's so injured. What happened? These blaster marks. You guys
He
in some
walked
kind
into
of
some
fight?"
spears. It was
Well, that would explain.
Yeah, just
it was a questionable decision.
It was a lot of unfortunate events.
Well, yeah, Waldern also ran him over. Isn't that right,
Well-
Waldern?
It was in duress.
Right. Well, I think he's going to need at my facility 2 days in Bacta, and I can attempt to fix his severe injuries after he's been in Bacta for at least a day. I think I'm gonna. My usual rates are 200 credits a day in the Bacta. If that's okay, you can afford it. Otherwise, I have some excellent financing plans.
I'll pay it, but I want to hear about these financing plans. That sounds like a good investment.
Oh no! Back to timeshares.
Well, you see, if you're having difficulty paying, I can take the payment with only 5% interest over the next 3 weeks, and you can pay in a few credits at a time until you've paid off the cost.
Okay, so you're
obviously
saying
I required you to be on Ort Mantell for 3 weeks, otherwise I wouldn't be able to take the payment.
So I can make money off of this?
No. Okay, we're paying it straight up.
Okay, I'll do that then.
All right. Well, if you can carry your friend over onto the table over here, and I'll give him a scan and then see what I can do for him.
50, your turn. Okay,
So,
Master Fuzz. Carry, and so on.
So your friendly neighborhood Thorian is put onto the medicine table. The doctor starts scanning and says, "Yes, I'm afraid 2 days in Bacta is going to be required." Yes, if you and I'm going to have to perform some procedures, and I'll bill you for those once the procedures are complete. I expect they'll cost around 200 credits a piece as well. And if you come back in 2 days to check on your friend, I'm sure it'll be right as rain. I think you can come back and check whenever you like as well, but our standard visiting hours are in the morning.
All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Oh shit. We didn't actually use my stinger, so we'll have to.
Your stinger?
Increase difficulty of next check by 1.
Yeah, that was my crit.
Quite a few checks.
No, that's his personal check. Like, Vos hasn't made that many checks, and he was unconscious, so I consider that kind of.
Yeah, just around. It's an injury for you, but that's it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's still there, but it's not a problem. So yeah, so you watch as the doctor takes Thar's armor off and plops him into a back to tank wearing some kind of Ithorian customized nappy. Much like Luke in A New Hope, not A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back. Oh,
you're out.
Yeah, that's it. I quit. End of Star Wars for me. So yeah, every day. So this, I'm going to say, this guy, his back to tanks recover wounds at a rate of 1 every 5 hours instead of every 6.
Ooh.
So at the end of a day, you've recovered 5 wounds, basically. Until then, pretty much everywhere except the cantinas are closed right now in Great Rock. It's a pretty quiet town, all things considered. So unless you want to go drinking and forget about Thar and his horrible injuries, you may as well go back to the ship, I suppose. Yeah. Unless there's anything else you want to do.
I'm happy to just hang out until Thar's back awake, basically.
Yep. I'm just gonna check the news, if there's any news ticker or anything like that from the ship, and see if there's anything about Renzi. But outside of that, I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah, you don't notice anything in particular about a bounty being taken in or anything like that, or you don't have access to the Bounty Hunters Guild boards and stuff. So you'd think if you did, you might be able to find out more. But as it is, it doesn't seem like there's anything particularly noteworthy. There's the usual Imperial propaganda, something about rebels in the Outer Rim and that kind of thing.
Gotcha. What about prison breaks on -7?
We're in.
Check for
Don't do it.
You don't notice any particular news reports about prison breaks. That's not the kind of thing that the Empire tends to report on the Holonet anyway. You'd have to find someone else to ask about
more failures, more at 11.
Yeah. Oh, that Death Star thing. What a mess, guys. We really messed that up. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything particularly exciting on the news broadcasts. The two of you with critical injuries, you can try and heal them if you like, but to operate on yourself adds 2 difficulty. And because I assume you've taken Thar's medpack and left it on the ship rather than leaving it on him.
I can try that on Vernon.
Yeah, you can try and do it. So that would be an average medicine check to heal Vernon's critical injury, his agonizing wound.
It's still medicine for a droid.
Is that mechanics?
Oh, that mechanics. Sorry, mechanics. Goodness me. So it's an average mechanics check.
Okay, so... Oh, I just tried to click buttons on the stream. Not going to work for us.
I don't think you have 5 intelligence.
Wait.
There we go. 5 intellect. That's a bit much, Gush.
All right.
Okay, excellent. So, yeah, so that recovers that critical injury, poof, and it disappears from a character sheet.
And I'm so happy to be back repairing ships or droids instead of people that I'm so relaxed and lose 2 strain.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you're pretty happy about that. I mean, are you all going to take a night's rest now?
Yeah, we'll just...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so a night's rest, you recover all your strain. And 1 wound each.
Is Kalo here?
Yes.
Okay.
You're
about to be awake.
Not yet.
Well, narratively, in a moment, in real time, he'll be awake soon. So
next day, Walden, you wake up. Yeah, I presume. Where does Walden sleep? On the? Do you sleep in a bunk, or do you sleep in the pilot's chair, or?
I've managed to stow away a pillow and a blanket in one of the compartments in the pilot's area.
Okay.
So I do sleep in the pilot's chair.
Okay. So you wake up to the comlink bleeping. It looks to be a message from Athacam. So this is only the first day of Thar's recovery. So
Okay, I click the comm and open it up.
It's
Well,
just
you have it
it's a
on the-
record.
Oh yeah,
It's a recorded message that was sent sometime while you were asleep.
okay.
It's from someone you don't actually recognize in the Athacam department. They're wearing like in the holocron. They're wearing like mid-level executive uniform for Athacam, and it's a human woman. She's saying, "So, Avalon Hill, I've got a job for you. We've got some items in a warehouse on Lantilles, and the company's taking part in a trade conference on Darlig in the Mid-Rim. And I'd like you to go collect the supplies for the demonstration from Lantilles and ship them before the conference starts in 4 days. Contract is forthcoming. Athacam out." And that's the extent of the message.
Gotcha. So it's state those planets again.
You need to go to Lantilles to pick up here. Let me get out the little drawing tool. Lantilles, which is of course in Giza. Lantilles. Oh, great. Why is it? Ugh, my color is not very good for this. And then Darlig is down here. Oh, my color is literally the worst. Presumably I can change that though. Right? Oh yeah, I can. Oh god. Let me just. Oh no, I don't want to delete all vector lines. Let me just erase that. Erase the one around. Okay, you already did. Cool. You know what? Let's just use the freaking circle tool. Right. Extra circles.
Perfect.
You guys are over here in Old Mantel. Okay. So you got 4 days to get to Lantilles, pick up stuff, and then get to Darlig. And obviously, one of those days is going to be spent with your pal in a Bacta tank on Ord Mantell. So, in reality, you probably have 3 days. But hey, you have a faster hyperdrive these days, so that's good.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to. I'm going to wait for. Well, it's not like somebody else is going to take this job if I delay taking it. Correct.
Correct. This job has been specifically earmarked for you.
Okay.
Which may or may not concern you. I don't know. That's up to you.
I'm gonna accept it. I'll accept it, and just
not going to look at the contract.
Oh yeah. Why? You know what? You know what? In character, my Waldron should just accept without
he hits accept, then reads the contract.
Yes.
Okay, cool. No, that's completely fine. Okay. Do you want to look at the contract now?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So it's basically exactly what the woman said. You got 4 days to deliver demonstration supplies from Lantilles, a warehouse on Lantilles, to a trade conference on Darlig. The pay is 10,000 credits, which is rather high for this kind of contract, in your experience. And there's not really much information about exactly what the supplies are. Just demonstration supplies for the trade conference.
Well, I will deal with that problem when we get to it. I think I've seen enough like higher price contracts with just fairly benign items that there's something more to it, but it's not something we can't handle.
Yeah. What's the worst that can happen?
I'm gonna go ahead and just map out, I guess, the route I'm taking to get there.
Okay, so you're gonna take so there are two possible routes. There's the route you just laid out, or there's a route via Coruscant.
Okay, so I would have to basically be off any type of lane, any type of trade lane if I do that route, right?
Well, the Coruscant route will actually be faster in the sense that you'll go. Oh no. Oops! I hit Control Z, and I thought that would anyway. That's not the Control Z I thought it was going to be. Apologies. So the other route is over to Doran and Coruscant, and the route via Coruscant will actually be faster because you actually get to go down the Hydian way. Awesome. Sorry, not the Hydian, the Polemian trade route. God, the Polemian trade route for most of the trip. So it will be faster, but you have to go via Coruscant. And everyone knows Imperial Center has the strictest customs regulations and the strictest scanning.
Fortunately, I don't think we have really anything to declare.
That's true.
Excluding that Z95.
Which is staying on Ord Mantell right now.
Yes, currently it's on Ord Mantell, just chilling in the desert somewhere. As far as you guys are aware. I mean, who knows what happens to it in the future. But
jeez. Yeah, I don't think we can take the Z95 with us. And I don't know if we have enough time to actually deal with trying to sell it with the amount of time that we've lost. Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and check on. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on out of the ship and check on Thor.
Okay. As you head to the clinic, you can see and you get into the clinic. You can see the doctor's actually got him out on the table. Who's been doing some work. He's like, "So I'm afraid your friend's not conscious yet, but he's getting there. A few more hours in the back to tank will do it. But I do recommend he stays in for the full 48 hours. But for now, I've managed to heal some of his severe injuries. So that's one critical injury gone. And if you're here now, I suppose I can charge you. It took a couple of hours' work, so I'm afraid there'll be another 200 credits that I'll need from you."
Very well. Actually, I've come to ask for a little bit of your aid as well. I'm still not feeling too great after the last confrontation we had, and may require your services as well.
I see. Well, I have another back to tank if you'd like to make some use of it.
Might as well.
So for you, I think, you can probably just get away with... So his back tanks will recover 1 wound an hour. So he says, I think you'll be fine after about 11 hours in the tank. How long do you want to stay in the tank?
I'll just do the full 11 if he's going to stay.
Okay.
I'll probably try and negotiate him out after 24 hours or so, but yeah, okay. So
okay, yeah. So you chill in the back to tank all day. It's very relaxing.
There's no fuzz noises. Is that right? Please tell me there's no fuzz noises.
I don't know. What are Vuz and Vernon doing while Walden is checking on Thor?
I'm just hanging out in my room. Or in
Just
the
chilling
crew
in
camp.
your room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vernon is actually going to bother Vuz.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me, Vuz. I seem to have some internals that are not internal. Could you possibly help me with that?
Okay. I can help with that, I think. This is the next day, right?
Buzz is like, is it tomorrow yet?
The judge was
Yes,
very
you can-
clear. I can only do this once a day.
So you can make an average mechanics check. To try and...
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just... sorry, it's because I control... There you go. I'll just clear it off completely. It's because when you roll back in history, it doesn't clear the dice. Okay, so that's no wounds recovered. And usually that would be 2 strain. But you have no strain. So what would you like the 2 advantage to do, Buzz or Vernon, in this apparently incompetent mechanics check?
Well, I'm in there trying to fix stuff. I adjust his programming a little bit to make him less of a dick to Vuz.
Yeah,
How
let's do that.
Is Vernon amenable to that change in his programming?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Vernon is now slightly less of a dick to Vuz.
This is all on Inertial's roleplay now. I've done my part.
It's entirely up to Inertial how much of a not dickness that 2 advantage adds up to. We shall see. Okay, so basically you're not planning on doing anything else exciting in Great Rock. You're just going to chill in the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's another
I'd
day
like
at work.
to do some programming stuff, like see what I can do with Lifty. But for
you want to do
purposes
some
right
work
now,
on
I'll discuss that with you
after
off
the
stream,
fact.
and then we'll figure out what we're doing.
We'll make the rolls as necessary.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, no problem. So you spend your time tinkering with Lifty.
Yep.
Hopefully, it goes more efficiently than and tinkering with with Vernon. But
Make him even creepier.
so your 11 hours in the back tank is up, Walden. So you come out feeling refreshed and free of wounds. So that was another 200 credits.
Gotcha.
Actually, that'd be 100 because it's about half a day of back to tank. So yeah, he's charged you 100 credits.
Okay.
So you're looking much better there, and your friend is starting to come along as well. He still does need another day though. Once that's up, you can come over, and I think he'll be fine, or at least he'll be conscious. I think he'll still have some injuries, unfortunately.
There's a bit of a time crunch with our delivery that we have to do, and he's needed on board before those 24 hours are up. I know your recommendation's that, but we're going to need to take him out in probably about 12 or so.
He kind of sucks into his teeth. Well, I don't know. I mean, I suppose. I mean, bear in mind he'll probably still be unconscious at that stage, and I won't have time to perform any more surgeries on him.
What's the soonest he'll be conscious again?
Oh, I think in around for 20 hours. 20 hours.
Alert me when he's in a stable state, so we can take him. He's actually a doctor as well, so we should be able to at least take decent care of him.
Oh, an Thorian doctor, yes, of course. Well, I mean, he's stable currently, but if you want him to be conscious, I'm afraid that will be the full 20 hours.
Very well. Thanks for the information. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and walk back. Just hop in a cantina and just get a little bit more of that sweet bantha chew.
That's going to be another 10, 15 credits, how much you feel like your character is spending on bantha chew. Meanwhile, Vernon and Vuz and Walden, if you spend the night resting, you all recover another single wound. Obviously, Walden has recovered all of his. And we get round to the next day. And by the end of the day, so just around sunset, Thar will be out of his back to tank, and Halo can shout some variant of "I'm back, baby" or something else. I feel like that's what Kayla will do. So what do you want to do today? The Great Rock is your oyster.
I think we're just loading up and heading out.
Yeah.
Okay.
We really need to get on the road here.
What did that get Thar to, wound-wise? 12?
Yes, exactly. This will precisely get Thar precisely to 12 and just conscious. Thar, you come around in a back to tank. Thar.
Yeah, what's up?
You're come alive. Around in a back to tank.
No, I'm. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, you're just floating there, just floating there, not worried, not a care in the world. Okay.
I knock on his back to tank window, and through the glass in the back, I try to signal that it's time to go.
The doctor walks over and says, "Please don't do that, sir. It frightens the fishes."
Thorians are fishes?
He proceeds to drain the back to tank and help Thar out and take off all the mask and passes Thar his clothes and a towel, all that kind of thing.
Just gonna put on all my clothes gently and signal towards Waldern.
Listen, I know you're not in the best shape right now, but we got a contract a little bit of a while back that's actually a pretty decent sized chunk of credits, 10,000. We only have 4 days to deliver, and we wanted to make sure that you were at least in a stable state before we head out. So we did lose a day, but we really need to get on the road right now. You're all paid up.
A big shrug and motion for him to lead the way.
On the space
This
road.
is a sad Thor, a disappointed Thar. This is time for some space trucking, huh?
Yep. While we're walking up, I'll kind of tell him a little bit about what happened with Renzi and what happened with the ship and where we kind of stashed it.
You left the ship.
The Z95. Yeah, we left it, but don't worry. It's hidden pretty well. Hopefully, we'll be able to get it by the time we may end up coming back to Ord Mantell, I guess. I really hate this planet, though.
Did we pay our deposit?
We paid for the rental. I don't think we came back in a day, though, for the speeder.
No, you came back in about a day. Yeah,
Okay.
It was fine. The
Okay,
speed
so
is
we're
pretty
all set.
quick. So, yeah, you paid that off, don't worry.
Cool. Okay. So we're going to, I guess, fly off at this point.
Is Thar back?
Okay.
As Thar shambles onto the...
Slightly dripping with back to still, probably.
Thar!
Thar doesn't seem very excited to be back.
He's questioning his life choices.
You shot me.
I didn't shoot you. Renzi shot you. I only shot you a little bit. Okay, we're gonna take off, so if you want to go stand on the tarmac, then Waldron's gonna fly by and try to pick you up.
I'm actually better at this.
I practiced, honest.
I practiced. We're going to get this maneuver right one day. Okay, we're going to, I guess, do an astrogation check.
Yes. So, whoever feels like they want to make an average astrogation check to get to Lantilles, now is the time.
I'll put over the comms. Vernon, you are needed, or Vernon or Vuz, you are needed up at the front. I need to plot a course.
Why don't you get Vernon to plot a course?
Yeah, you don't want Vernon to plot a course.
Vuz?
Yeah.
Vernon plots a course into the star.
We're going to the bright thing, right?
It's a bit toasty in here, huh?
All right. Time to shine. Average, you said?
Yep. You've done terribly on all astrogation so far, so... Oh my god, he finally did okay!
Oh wait, isn't this supposed to be upgraded? Or is that not... Are we saying that was never applied? And it's fine because it was the combat?
From Stinger?
My critical?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm not bothered.
Okay.
Now. It's too late now. I missed the rules, so that's that. GM discretion failed. So, yeah, you take off and put in the coordinates and blast off away from Ord Mantell. Take a hard left at Doran, and end up in orbit over Coruscant. It only takes you about, I want to say, 8 hours to get to Coruscant from Ord Mantell. Is that rather reasonable astrogation check? As you drop out of...
with the new hyperdrive as well, right?
Oh, yeah. So, actually, with probably only 8 hours then, with the Class 1. Because it is Class 1 effective now, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So probably 6 hours then. So yeah, it takes you like 6 hours to get to Coruscant from Ord Mantell. You drop out of hyperspace because there's a whole lot of interdiction fields set up. Basically, Coruscant is set up with all these different huge numbers of space stations and defense platforms and custom stations. There's a large Imperial Navy presence here. There are just ships. There are more ships than you've seen probably in your lives, because I don't think any of you have necessarily been past Coruscant very often, or at all, necessarily. I don't know, have any of you been to Coruscant before? Have any of you been to the capital of the galaxy before?
The farthest I've been is about where I'm at right now. Or the closest I've been is about where I'm at right now.
Okay. And Thar, has Thar been to Coruscant?
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay. So yeah, this is all pretty exciting for you guys. You know, it's Imperial Center. It's the capital of the Empire, the capital of the galaxy. It's a city planet. There's barges and barges of food and supplies being ferried to and from the planet. So there's an entire fleet in orbit of Star Destroyers looking incredibly intimidating to your tiny ship. And yeah, a lot of customs checks. I'm not going to bother having you guys roll for them because you don't actually have anything to declare and you don't have anything illegal on the ship as far as I'm aware.
We got water.
Yeah, you picked up some water and you have, that deck of cards. But you sail through customs checks no problem. And you're ready to take the next step of the journey onto Lantilles, which, since it's down the Polemian, doesn't actually require any astrogation check. That's a major hyperlane. And you shoot down the Polemian in about the same amount of time it took you to get to Coruscant from Ord Mantell, so about 6 hours. Lantilles is another busy planet, not as busy as Coruscant, but there's still freighters coming and going. There's some large shipyards in orbit. Lantilles is known for its shipwrights, producing lots of commercial freight and commercial freighters, much like the YT-1300, but not CEC designs. So there's not a huge amount in the way of customs here because there's not as heavy of an Imperial presence because you're out in the mid-rim. But and you guys don't have anything to declare, so you sail through pretty easily and join the huge amount of traffic heading to and from the planet towards the warehouse that the contract laid out for you.
Okay, we'll go ahead and alert the dock of what was it? The message that told us to go to that specific dock. We'll just alert them that we have arrived at the planet and we're currently heading that way.
Yep. So you're given a beacon to the warehouse, and it has a loading dock immediately next to it. It's emblazoned with Athcam logos. It's a pretty big warehouse, and there's a light freight bay which you can come and land the Avedon Hale in.
Okay, we'll land, open up the loading dock, or open up the we'll open up the loading dock, and I'll greet the whatever Athcam medical techs are out there. Make sure they're loading up all the stuff properly, not making a scuff on this Avedon Hale.
A diminutive Ugnaught starts walking up, holding a data pad. He's got a little hard hat on that says Foreman in Urabesh. You notice there's a distinct lack of droids around at the moment. And he walks up to you and says, oinking. But he has a little translator. Sorry guys, all the all the load lifters are out of commission at the moment and for maintenance. You're gonna have to load the cargo yourself. It's in the warehouse. Since the droids are in for maintenance, so you'll have to find it and carry it yourself as well. Sorry about that. And he goes back to his datapad and starts walking back towards the office.
Master Walden, I'm programmed for over 500 forms of lifting and finding.
I don't know about finding. You can't really do finding things, but you can lift things.
Come with me then.
All right.
And you head into the cavernous warehouse. It looks even bigger on the inside than on the outside because it goes down. Lantilles is like a heavily urbanized planet. It's not completely an ecumenopolis like Coruscant, but it's still got layers upon layers of cityscape. In the area where the warehouse is. So the warehouse is incredibly deep. There's cranes, there's gantries, there's a few astromech droids around, but they kind of don't seem to be paying attention to you. They're just doing some computer maintenance. And there are lots and lots of crates and freezer supplies, cabinets, medical equipment everywhere, lots of stuff. Okay. The package that you assume you're looking for does not immediately jump out at you.
Should we ask someone for help? We need to what are we looking for?
Yeah, I'm gonna open up the comms for Vernon and just try and find. I'll ask him. Hey, Vernon, can you try and find somebody to help us find exactly which thing we're supposed to pick up here?
I can do that.
They all look the same.
They do. A lot of them do look the same.
Vernon's going to start looking for someone or a computer terminal or something like that.
So you start pacing parts of the facility and looking around, but the only person you can find is the Ugnaught, who's just sitting in his office drinking caff and looking at a datapad. And he waves you away. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I don't have the information here.
You know where I can find it?
No, I mean maybe on the computer system. Oh no, I leave that to the droids.
All right.
Like
well,
you.
Looks for a computer system.
Okay, so you find there are a number of computer consoles around the warehouse, and they're pretty easy to find. But when you move over to it, it asks for a login and password.
Buzz.
Buzz, I think Vernon asked you for you on the comms.
Okay, I'll go find him. I'm gonna go do that then.
Okay, so you work your way around the warehouse to the console where Vernon is.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a username password request on the terminal.
Did you try logging in, Vernon?
With what? I don't have authorization for the system.
Did you try? You just put in
No,
Vernon,
I didn't try.
and then you put in your password. Like mine is always 123.
Thank you. That's useful information.
All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, so if you can make a hard computers check.
He's typing in Buzz123 right now.
Oh, you're literally just typing in Buzz123?
No.
If you're typing in Buzz123,
No, I'm not an
I'll say-
Athacam. I'm not an Athacam employee. I assumed he
Oh,
was.
Okay. Okay, so you're going to go about trying to guess the password, huh? Or slice your way in.
I'm slicing.
Okay, yeah. So you managed to brute force your way into the computer after about half an hour of fiddling with it, and you access the warehouse inventory.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What would you like your 2 advantage to do?
Not get caught doing anything that I'm
That's
currently
fair.
doing.
That's fair. Yeah. So I mean, there are no droids about in the location you are in. The Ugnaughts in his office. No alarms were set off on the computer system. You're good. And so you access the inventory. It's this huge sprawling database listing huge numbers of items of various kinds, their delivery destinations, their origin points, all that kind of thing.
All right. What are we looking for?
Looking for a package that it needs to be delivered, and I'll make sure to give the date and time, or the location of the planet and time.
All right, I'll just punch that in on this here
Darling.
computer system.
Dallang in, I think, 2.5 days.
So if you could make an easy computers check, and I'm gonna upgrade that once.
Okay, so challenge.
One challenge.
Yes, one challenge, because despair could be hilarious. Oh. Well, you didn't succeed. You didn't actually find the package in the database. So there's that. You got 2 advantage, though.
Is there any way that searching for this I'd find anything about us, Abaddon Hale? Or is this just an inventory?
This is just a warehouse inventory system.
Okay, so yeah, there's no way that I'd find why we were assigned this without finding what we were assigned.
Could you perhaps find information about the goods but not the location?
Is that? Would that
Yeah,
be
that's
getting...
reasonable. Yeah, so you can basically so you find the entry for the goods. It says it's to be sent to Darlang, but the actual location in the warehouse is not for some reason it's not in the database. You can't really tell why. The actual goods themselves are mostly there's a few there's a few bioscanners, which are quite expensive pieces of equipment. There are a number of med packs and a few other pieces of Athcam gear, which you've seen before. None of it's particularly out of the ordinary, as far as you can tell, according to the
All right,
according to the logistics information.
Am I near the Ugnaught? The office? Did I pass? Do I know?
You know where the office is. You
Okay.
can go to the office.
So I want to go to
easily,
the
yeah.
office.
Okay, so you go to the office.
Hey, so we're looking for the package, and I can't find it. It's not even on the computer. So is there like a secret chemical weapons section you have in the factory? Because last time they had us carry chemical weapons, and I think if that's what we're carrying again, maybe it's kept separate from everything. So are there any chemical weapons that you have here that we could have?
The Ugnaught looks up from his datapad and looks at you and says, I don't care what's in this warehouse. I just look after it. And then he goes back to his datapad.
You're being very unhelpful right now. We just want to find the package that we're supposed to be delivering.
Then go look in the warehouse.
Okay, we're looking in the warehouse, and then we looked on the computer, but we don't know what we're looking for. This is your job.
I hear muffled Vuz yelling and walk out.
The Ugnaught looks up at you again. Look, I don't have time to listen to your yelling. Just go deal with it. That's your job.
I'm gonna go up to him and say, "Hey, we're kind of strapped for time right now. I'm gonna slip him 50 credits here, and say it would be very beneficial if you would be able to help us out. We really need it."
The Ugnaught looks at you. What do you think I am? Some kind of gangster? I don't take bribes. Yeah, keep your credits. I told you, just go look for it. I'm sure it's easy
50
enough
credits for 15 minutes of your time. Very well.
Okay,
Not
so
my job.
how much stuff is in the? Is it like a full warehouse? Is this a small amount of stuff?
Oh, it's a huge warehouse.
Okay, so
It's going to take some time to find it.
Does he have anything on his desk, like a scanner of some type?
Yeah, there's like a cargo hand scanner, and then he's got a terminal, a computer terminal.
Okay, I'm gonna go over there and say, if you're not gonna help us, I'm gonna take this so we can find our stuff. I'll get it back to you after we're done.
He says, suit yourself.
Okay. So we have an idea of what's in it, so we can scan at least just go quadrant by quadrant in this warehouse and try and find it.
All right then.
Goodness gracious. Oh, shoot. Does Thor have a scanner? I can't remember if we got a scanner of any type for you. I know we didn't get a cargo scanner specifically, but
no.
Nope. Thor just has his medical equipment. So
Actually, gonna poke Vuz for my backpack back.
Yeah, you got it. I would have left it on the ship. I wasn't taking it with me, so.
Yep, so we're gonna go ahead and are there like different sized boxes, or are they the same size?
there's different size boxes. Like I said, there's freezer cabinets with like vials of stuff in them. There's crates, loosely packed crates, open top crates, all that kind of thing.
Okay, so I guess there's some way of us like whittling down the massive amount of boxes here. Like we don't need to look at freezers or anything like that.
Right. No, you know what's in it, so you know that it's stuff that isn't perishable.
And it's probably, with the amount of credits that is currently being given to us, it's probably well taken care of. So it's not something that's an open box either.
Probably
At least
not.
that's my.
No, that sounds like a very reasonable assumption. So I'd say if you just straight up want to search, it's going to be since you've made these inferences and done a bit of legwork, I'd say it's just an average perception check. So I think Vernon leading the way is probably
Yes.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, I'd like to try and medically heal myself.
you're going to just chill. You're just going to wander back to the ship and.
Oh no, I'm with them.
You're just walking around doing some medicine on yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Thor and say, like, you don't have to be out here right now. You can chill out for a bit.
If someone wants to assist this.
I don't know.
Does anyone have any more than one rank in perception?
I have one rank in perception. That's all I have.
So that's a boost then, yeah. Okay, so after this, then Thar can make his medicine check. Hey, you find it. And it doesn't even take you as long as it could have taken you. It maybe only takes you like an hour. You've only spent like 3 hours at this warehouse so far. On this tight schedule you're on. What would you like the 3 advantage to do?
find something of some value just lying around.
Oh, something of just some value just lying around, huh?
Well, I
I'm
mean,
going to
it's an
say
empty
One of the
warehouse.
open boxes, is that you look in one of the open boxes
Yeah,
with your
I mean-
scanner?
But this warehouse is so clearly well looked after. They'll notice if something goes missing.
you find like a set of 5 stim packs, just in a little box that clearly has
Yeah.
fallen out of another crate. It's just on the gantry.
I take this.
Yeah, so that's 5 stim packs, which is good because Thar has used many stim packs. So Thar, if you would like to make a medicine check, so trying to heal yourself is +2 difficulty, so it's going to be a 4 difficulty medicine check.
That's correct.
That is correct. Congratulations, you heal 2 wounds. So you're not quite as incredibly injured. That probably takes you about as long as it takes for you to search the warehouse.
Okay, we'll get Lifty, and I guess I will help, and Vuz will help bringing this box back.
Yep.
Yeah, so the box is really quite heavy. It's very densely packed. It's going to be a 4 difficulty athletics check to move them.
What?
There's no repulsor carts or anything around. There's you're just going to have to literally physically pick it up and carry it.
Or drag it along the
Or
ground.
drag it along, yeah. But it looks like, it's got big fragile stickers all over it.
All right, Lifty has 3 brawn. Vuz has 2 brawn.
I believe Lifty and Thar have the most brawn.
So the 2 of them.
Yeah,
team
they can
up.
help each other. Does anyone have any skill in athletics? No one has any
No.
skill in athletics, do they?
I'm gonna give Waldern a distant look and say, "I'm not picking that up."
Okay. If you're gonna have it that way, we'll have it this way.
I'm gonna
whatever
walk
we lose-
directly up to Waldern and lift up my armor and say, "Do you see these stitches?
I see those stitches.
Do you want to put them back when we're done ripping them in half, trying to lift up this box?" Oh no! All right, that's cool, man.
So I take it
Very
that
well.
Thar is not very interested in helping lifting the box.
All right, I'll do it myself. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
His voice is all over
I'll
the
do
place.
it myself.
You do have a lot of light side destiny points. I would point that out.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
we
gonna
can definitely-
I'm gonna use that.
Destiny point to lift the box.
You said hard, correct? Hard or daunting?
I said daunting.
Gotcha.
Very heavy. It's actually 2 crates that you're having to move. They're very heavy.
That's your guy.
No, hang on. I already flipped one of the points. Don't worry. It was all light side, so I just flipped
Oh,
one.
okay.
Don't worry. And then there's a boost from Walden helping, or is Buzz
Yes.
helping?
It's
Just imagine Buzz standing underneath the crate trying to hold it up.
All right.
I'm going to spectate, and while I do so, feed myself some fruits and nuts that I've acquired from my travel, and say, "Man, this is a good."
your pay's getting
Stop.
docked first if there's any damage to these goods.
Buzz is trying to get a fruit without.
I'm the richest one here. Why would I care
Star
about
Wars
my
podcast.
money?
Star Wars popcorn moment. So I'm gonna say that you just about drag it out the warehouse. It bounces a little bit. The internals might be a little more damaged than they should be. But I'm gonna say you get it out the warehouse just. And that uses the advantages, by the way.
Okay.
So I'm being very kind and allowing the advantage to stand in for a success here, which
All
is
right. So we get
yes,
it onto the
we
ship or
don't
just out of the
actually
warehouse?
you get it. You drag it up the ramp, just barely.
Okay, so we don't actually lift it off the ground. We just kind of scuff it along the ground.
Yeah,
and
all
kinda
the way.
damage it a little bit. Got
And
it.
it clearly looks damaged now.
Master Walden, something has left some sort of scuff mark on the Abaddon Hell's boarding ramp after we've come on.
With a bit of an obnoxious chew, I'm going to say, "Walter, there's something wrong with your your ship here.
Trying to imagine obnoxious Ithorian chew. That must be something to hear. Wow.
It's kind of like something ran into it.
It's like a foghorn sound.
Mixed in with like garbage disposal.
Whoa. I'm still in some labored breathing right now, and try to rub off a little bit of it and see that it will not rub out.
No. And the crate itself is pretty scuffed and damaged too, so it's clearly has not been handled carefully. Let's put it that way.
If this is full of like chemical weapons and we're just knocking it around.
Can I perform a scan on this package?
Sure, you totally can.
Yeah,
That's going to be.
that is also wanting to make sure it actually matches the manifest we have.
So that's going. So if you two want to work together, that's going to be a hard perception check.
I don't know who has the.
I have 3 ability, 1 proficiency, so.
Yeah, all right. I'll just assist you.
You pass him the scanner and say, "Point it at that."
Hard, you said?
Yes, just hard. Okay. Everything looks as the.
Is it giving off any radiation?
No, everything seems to be exact. It's a bunch of medtech units, scanners. The threat is that the amount of stuff in there makes you really uneasy. Considering this is meant to be like a demonstration supplies for a trade conference, it seems like a lot of medical equipment for just a trade conference demo. Like, this seems like way too much stuff. But there's not that many different kinds of equipment. It's not showing off lots of different kinds of Athgam equipment. So you kind of have put it's making you a bit uneasy.
I'm going to finish my delectable snack and walk up to Waldron and say, so what did the contract actually say we were delivering?
Demonstration supplies for a trade show.
No. I'm going to put my hands together and say, I know you didn't just take this without asking them if we were delivering something toxic. Because you know who we're working for, right?
Yeah, it was a voice message. That happens all the time.
And so you didn't just ring a ding ding them back. You
Why
didn't send
shouldn't
anything.
I?
I'm gonna bop him on his head.
I'm gonna take the cargo scanner back to the Ugnaught. Okay, so
You're just taking the bop?
yeah, I'm taking the bop right now. I just want to get this job done. A bop on the head is worth 10,000 credits, I feel.
Okay. So, yeah. The Ugnaught nods at you and says, "Oh, thanks for bringing it back, I guess." And goes back to his datapad. You don't know what's up.
Yes.
Does this Ugnaught go to Hot Topic after work and just complain there?
My boss never lets me do anything fun.
An Ugnaught at Hot Topic, my god. That would be a thing. Okay, so you get back to the Abaddon Hail. The crates are loaded, just about. They're only slightly damaged. The Abaddon Hail itself is only slightly damaged as a result of this loading procedure.
Should I plot a course for Delang?
Please do.
I'm gonna run a medical check while they're doing that. Try and heal myself a little.
You can use a stim pack. Stim pack just by itself might heal you a decent amount too.
Yeah, but apparently I might get paydock, so I might need to be a miser.
What's the difficulty?
We got five extra. You can grab one of those.
It's going to be an average
Oh,
astrogation check.
Vernon just hands all of those over to Thor.
Yeah, because it's not like he needs them.
With an "I'm sorry" message written.
Yeah, just...
Oh, God.
Waldron, some people hire an actual navigator for their ship instead of getting the mechanic to do it every time.
But you're so good at it.
Clearly I'm not!
I'm gonna use one of them.
So that's 5 wounds. So on this wonderful trip, for some reason, very quickly, Vuz navigates you just down slightly. He takes a wrong turn at random, okay? He takes a left turn at random, and you end up at Nalhutta. You're not quite sure why, but you get there really fast. It only takes you like a few hours, when it probably should have taken you like half a day.
We're here.
How would you like to... And I'm going to say that the getting there really fast is, unless you don't want to get there really fast, that's some of the advantage.
No, I'm good with that.
So you've got 3 advantage left to spend. What would you like to do with that?
How many hours did we spend? I'm actually tracking the hours here, so...
That was it takes you 4 hours to get to Nalhutta from Lantilles.
We use the time while we're in hyperspace where we don't have to pay attention as a family to examine the crates more and maybe learn something else?
Sure, yeah.
Say that we could. Did they say we can open the crates or not?
They did not say anything about, like, they didn't say you couldn't open the crates. The crates are sealed, but they're not sealed with like a security lock or anything. They're just crate of medical supplies. I mean, there's a security lock, but it's like a standard Athcam one that you know how to open. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you look inside. It confirms the scan. There's a lot of medical supplies in there. A lot more than you'd really expect for a demonstration of Athacam's products, but there's a lot of medical supplies in there. Very densely packed.
So wait, just to be clear, he opened it up and we're looking inside, correct?
Yeah, just looking inside and looking at the syringes and the med packs and the meds.
Can I take one of the syringes out and just test the substance, like to make sure it's actually going to, give beneficiary effects to people?
Sure, yeah. I mean, you put it into. I mean, you don't have an actual like medical chemical scanner, do you? But you can make I want to say a hard medicine check to analyze the contents using the med pack that you have.
And that's 2, correct?
3 difficulty.
3. Okay, my bad.
That's no problem. You haven't been rolling much today, so what with being unconscious and that. 2 success. Okay, yeah, you test it, and it does seem to be like the standard mix of Bacta, anesthetics, that kind of thing. But you still, like, you take 2 strain because you're just really, it's really odd, the amount of, it's just unlike Athacam to be shipping this much stuff. It's just really weird, and you don't know why. You don't know why there'd be this much stuff in like a couple of crates to go to a trade show.
Where are we going?
I know why, guys. Because they have to treat
Fuzz.
a lot of people.
Where are we going? Where are we taking this?
We're taking this to Darlig.
Currently, though, you're in orbit over Nalhutta.
Can we get some news reports on Darlig? Any like terrorist attacks? Just something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you check the HoloNet, and there's mentions of a really small medical trade conference going on Darlig.
Who's attending?
It looks to be Athacam, a bunch of other med tech companies.
Like, I mean, I guess I've been around Athacam, at least shipping cargo for them for around like 15 years or so, 15 galactic years. So I imagine that this type of stuff, they're probably selling under the table a little bit, I imagine too. So I don't really see anything as being like off here.
You don't think anything's off? Okay.
It's just something that I see as them doing, not often, but it isn't so rare that it's unusual.
I'm gonna.
Can you make a makeshift tracker? Put it inside of this crate.
Okay. Should I redo the check? Do we know we're over Nalhutta and not?
Oh yeah, I mean your navcomp is like, welcome to Nalhutta, just like you programmed in.
Okay. I'm gonna plot a new course and then I'll try to do that, Thar. If there's any advantage left, have I used all of those?
You've used all the advantage, I think.
Okay.
But if you wanted, you have your the thing where you can take a working device and make another and fix another one, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah.
Redundant systems.
Yeah, but I'm gonna. I mean, just for
I guess you don't
for
have
the
a
chat.
broken tracking
Yeah.
device. So anyway, if you could make another average navigation check, but with a setback, because the routes around Hut Space aren't as well plotted.
Oh boy.
It's okay, you did
thank
it this
God.
time. It takes you another 3 hours to navigate the warren that is Hut Space hyperlanes, and you reach Darlang. What would you like your 2 advantage to do on that astrogation check?
While we're in hyperspace, I want to make the device, or I want that to somehow aid in making the device.
Okay, can you add a boost? Add a boost, yeah. So to make the tracking device, you're going to have to take some components from the ship, probably, because you don't just have stuff lying around to make a tracker with.
Right.
So you're basically going to have to probably take a bit out of the ship's sensor systems or the comm system, or you're going to have
I'm gonna run it by Waldron real quick and assure him that I'll pay him back for any damages.
Or I suppose it depends what kind of range you want on it. If you want long range, you're going to have to take a bit of the ship. If you want short range, you just have to take someone's comm link.
It's up to you, Waldron.
This is personal range, or is this ship range?
So that if you make the tracker out of ship parts, it'll be ship range. But if you make a tracker out of a comlink, it'll be personal range-ish. But, personal comlink range, effectively. Yeah. Which is quite far. That's usually personal comlink range will get you a good few, 10s or 20s of kilometers.
I'll just tandem my comlink.
Okay, if you could make a hard mechanics check to turn this comlink into a tracking device.
I'm going to use a destiny point.
Give him that boost.
Who's helping?
And...
Oh, the advantage, right.
If you rolled, you might... If you're rolling a destiny...
There you go. Okay. Let's see what happens. And that is successful. The range is a little shorter than you would like. You might have to be within about 10 kilometers of it to continue to track it. But it works. You've got a tracking device.
Let's make sure we keep it kind of hidden, Fuzz.
Okay, so... In the crate...
Skullduggery.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hide it in the crate. Or... me and Vernon.
No, I'll try to hide it in the crate.
I think Vernon may be best at hiding things in crates.
Will my proficiency in skullduggery, or not proficiency, whatever, will my yellow in skullduggery be able to give him a better boost? Upgrade?
No.
Or no?
Probably not.
No, because Vernon is more proficient. Vernon is twice as proficient as Vers.
Okay.
And I also have that, whatever that skill is. I can't find it right now.
Indistinguishable? Is that what you're thinking?
Hidden storage.
Hidden storage, right.
Can I use that in this case?
Let me have a look. Hidden storage. I would say no, because it's not your personal equipment. The hidden storage is designed for your personal equipment that you keep on you, rather than anything else.
Well,
So
it
yeah,
also
so if you can make
specifies vehicles and stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, you can have a hidden cubby on the
All right.
Abaddon Hale if you want.
what was
Yeah,
the
you can basically
difficulty?
make a mini smuggling compartment. But that's gonna be a hard skullduggery check to hide it, because the crate is so densely packed. It's hard to find a space to fit the tracker.
You could give a boost there.
Yeah, boost.
Yeah, Buzz can use his nimble little fingers.
Okay.
Oh boy. So you attach the tracker, but you accidentally break one of the pieces of equipment that's in there as you do it. It's one of the hand scanners. It's very expensive. Very expensive. These things retail for 13,000 credits.
Would I notice him do that? If I notice him do
yeah,
that?
you've definitely both noticed it, because you have bits of electronics and a bit of medical goo on you.
So I want to use a redundant systems to make an easy mechanics check to harvest components from a functioning device to repair a broken one without breaking the first device. Because you said
Sounds
there's a lot
good.
of stuff in there.
Yeah. So you can just quickly jury rig, put it together to fix it. That sounds like a good idea. And there you go, with one advantage. So presumably you want to make it look like it was never broken at all. Definitely not broken.
Yeah.
Casual whistle as you walk away from the crate. Walden saw nothing.
I heard something break back here. Is everything all right?
We're all fine here. We're good.
Buzz?
How are you?
Buzz, did something happen?
Yes.
Did something happen to something in the cargo?
Yes.
Is anything broken in the cargo?
No.
Okay, we're good then.
Yeah.
20 questions with Buzz.
Technically not lying.
Buzz takes one straight.
That's fine. Anyway, you come into land on Darlang after passing through customs. Again, you don't have anything like they don't see the medical devices as anything untoward. And you come into land, you notice there's like a special beacon for the event. It's over in one of the big conference centers in one of the major cities on Darlang. And there's a bunch of landing pads there, and you're directed to land at the Afghan pad. As you land, you notice someone wearing very extravagant clothing, a dignitary wearing very extravagant clothing, covered by some security personnel who look to be wearing Core World style armor and gear, who are walking up to your landing pad. And that's where we're going to end it today, because cliffhangers are great, and I don't have enough plan past this point. And also Corey said he needed to render this video. So what we're going to first do is let's roll some obligation if someone wants to do that. So see what kicks in next time.
Please let it not be Thor or I.
4.
Is that 4?
That's 4.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's Walden's
Again?
favor. Yeah.
No!
You're just the dice gods love you. So
Strain for
Yeah.
me. I'll make sure to put that on before we end here. And one strain for everybody else.
indeed. And I think XP. I think you're dealt with things well enough to get the usual 15. I think that sounds good to me.
And if everyone wants to delete Renzi from their notes, she was never heard from again.
Who knows? Maybe Renzi will be heard from sooner rather than later.
All right. So I guess that is going to do it for today, unless Bob has anything else to add there, or anyone else? Any announcements?
No, I think that's everything. You've had XP, we've had obligation. Unless you have announcements to make, Corey, I think we're good.
Nope. So for anyone watching this on YouTube, just a reminder that if you would like to watch this live, it is going to be what day is that going to be? Hold on. The next time is 2 Sundays from now, so that'll be the 26th.
26. Yeah, I can't count.
Unless if we're all free that night. No.
I should
will
be.
probably be out of town. I don't think.
All right, Kalo has rolled his obligation, so we'll figure out a different date, and I'll get that posted for you guys as soon as I can. But we'll figure it out. Either way, live streamed on Twitch. VOD for this will be out on Wednesday this week for anyone watching on Twitch that missed a bit. But yeah, so thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed this session of Thor being unconscious, and see you next time.